Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Cassie Dust to Roses. This morning I have a junk journal with me. So I'm working in my journal that I got from Sarah, Crafty Paper Bits. And I am just flipping through to kind of the next open page. And I've been more or less working kind of in consecutive order in this journal. And I'm just going through some ephemera that I had stuck in the journal, mostly from Happy Mails, and deciding what I want to use. And so at this point, I've kind of decided that I'm going to be working with some Happy Mail that I received from Sarah, Sarah's Vintage Finds. And so I want to use the letter that she sent me and also the envelope because it has this really pretty rose on it. And I'm just deciding how I want to attach that to the page. And so I've decided also that I need to close the top of the envelope up since it's open where I had cut the envelope open originally. And so I'm just using some washi tape to do that and then trimming off the excess on either side. So now I know that I want to attach the half envelope to my page as a tip-in, and I'm just deciding what kind of washi tape I want to use for that. And like here you'll see I'm using the same washi tape that I used to close the envelope, but I did think that because of the weight of the tip-in, it's just a little bit too heavy for such a light washi tape, so I end up using a piece of washi, some fabric washi tape that I got from Apple of His Eye by Nanda, and again I'll link her shop in the description box of the video. So yeah, I wasn't even sure I wanted to use the centerfold pages for this spread, so I kind of auditioned the tip-in, like the envelope that I kind of made into a pocket on different pages, and I do eventually go back to the center page spread, but here I'm kind of digging off camera in my little desk ephemera boxes where I keep like Happy Mail things and just odds and ends that would normally be cluttering up my desk. And so I'm just digging through there, looking for pieces that Sarah sent me in her Happy Mail, and pieces that I would possibly like to use in the spread that I make to hold her letter. So yeah, Sarah did send this mail to me last month in February, so a lot of the items in the mail were like Valentine's related. And so I did want to include this heart paper doily that she sent in the spread somehow. And so here I'm just playing with layout and like figuring out how I wanted to add all the things to the page. At this point I've kind of decided all the pieces that I want to use in the spread, and I'm starting to commit. So I'm going to start gluing things down, and I use Fabri-Tac in this journal spread, and the little tissue pieces that she sent that are stamped, I actually just used glue stick to stick those down. But yeah, primarily I use Fabri-Tac to do this entire spread, just because it dries super fast and I know my journal page is going to stay So yeah, now I'm going to start working with it's like a translation, gosh, what's that? Japanese, I think, maybe, Japanese English dictionary page, and one of the pages she sent me, and I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it had like bless, blessed, blessing, and so I just, at that point I knew, like, I wanted to journal about what a blessing my friends that I've made in this journaling community have been to me, and so yeah, I just really wanted to kind of document that, and it was so neat that her happy mail that she sent me actually included that page. So I couldn't really decide what I wanted to do yet with the little photo image and the rose sticker, and so I've decided to just go ahead and stick down the tipin, and so here I've cut my little fabric washi piece in half so that it can kind of hinge the envelope onto the page. Stick down the little butterfly piece and the envelope with the flowers coming out of it. Sorry guys, by the way, if you can hear the wind blowing. It's like incredibly windy outside today, and you might be able to hear wind chimes, and it's just crazy outside. So sorry if you guys can hear that. I apologize. I can't control the weather. But yeah. So this butterfly did not want to stick to the paper doily, so I'm having to add more and more and more glue. And I mean, glue stick isn't really my favorite type of adhesive anyway, but I do know that it's the best for like very thin paper types. So yeah, I'm trying my best, but it didn't really want to stick. And now I'm just really struggling with the rose sticker. I never really do well with these like flake sticker types. And like if it's not on a sheet, it does not agree with me usually. Like I usually have to try for a minute or so to get the backing off. But then once I do, everything's okay. But yeah, it's usually a struggle for me. So yeah, I'm just sticking that down now, and I've decided to go ahead and add some photo corners to the little photographic image, and I just think that adds such a nice little vintage touch. And also it had these little perforation things on the bottom, and it's just like a nitpicky thing, like I wanted to kind of trim those off. They probably would have been okay, but that's just me. And so then I'm going to also ink around the edges because it's like a reproduction piece, and it's not actually vintage, but it's super cute, so I wanted to use it. And so I'm just inking around the edge to kind of cover up the white of the die cut. was just showing you guys how like painted up my hands are because I was working my art journal earlier. So I've decided that this tipin is just very heavy and just like kind of flops open and doesn't really stay put. And so I want to add a closure to it. So I'm gonna punch a hole in the envelope and also in the page behind it, and just use a bit of vintage lace, like hem facing, I think, to add kind of a closure. And then also I'm using some hole protectors that have just been inked up and stamped just to look a little bit more vintage. Go ahead and add the little photo corners, and you guys know how much I love those, and I'm just going to glue that down. A tip I have for you guys with photo corners is to go ahead and add them to the photo or image that you want to use them with, and then just glue it all down at the same time, and just be sure to add a little bit of glue also to the corners. And then just stick it down all at once. And so you don't really have to fiddle with like trying to lift up the image or glue down the photo corners and like try and get them straight. Like it's all stuck at the same time. So I really love the Victorian writing hand on this little note piece, and so I wanted to add that into my journal as well. I don't actually end up doing any journaling behind the tipin, but yeah, I am just going to do some journaling now that I feel like the spread is done, and just kind of finish up. So thank you guys so much for watching my Journal With Me video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I obviously did not trim any part of this process off. I did speed it up a bit, but this was pretty much my real live journaling process, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions at all or comments, please just drop them below, and I'm happy to answer or have a chat with you. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give me a thumbs up. That really helps my channel out. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and ding the notification bell so that you will know when I post a new video. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And until next time, happy crafting.